Your isolation is rotting you from the inside like a carton of discount gas station sushi. And it turns out that if you're under 30, congrats, you've won the misery lottery. Gen Z is now considered the loneliest generation ever recorded, despite being the most connected in human history.
Thanks to this matrix simulation, the reason you may not feel the loneliness because of artificial contact. But sooner or later, your brain, on the subconscious level, knows that you're not getting the physical contact. You're not having the meaningful connection, emotional connection through conversations, and it leads to loneliness.
That's what happens when your childhood friendships are all based on Fortnite skins and disappearing Snapchat streaks. All right. So let's really zoom in on one of the most deranged parts of this whole thing: modern dating. I mean, you knew we were going to go here. So once upon a time, you met someone because they sat behind you in high school algebra, or maybe they lived next door, or worked at the record store you shoplifted from. You got to know them slowly. You fell in love by accident, naturally, like catching the flu. And now you're gamified. You're reduced to a profile picture, a pithy one-liner, and your proximity to someone else's geolocation settings. Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, the new holy trinity of romantic disappointment.
Absolutely. Continue, functional melancholic.
We swipe like slot machines, chasing that dopamine hit, that little red heart, that validation that, yes, you are hot enough to be wanted, but not enough to be loved. It's not a date. It's a casino. That's right, we're back in the casino again.
Let me back that up for you. How many of you Gen Xers, Gen Zers, younger millennials, that daily disappointment, especially you men, how many inboxes have you been in today, heard nothing? But I sense your pain. Stay with me. I'm going to help you with it. Pay attention.
Chasing that dopamine hit, that little red heart, that validation that, yes, you are hot enough to be wanted, but not enough to be loved. It's not a date. It's a casino. That's right, we're back in the casino again. And you're the desperate gambler holding out hope that one more spin will land you someone who doesn't just ghost you after 3 texts and a picture of their dog. All right, so you ever notice how dating apps never really end? There's no finish line. You don't get to a gold medal or a girlfriend. You just get more options. Always more options. Choice paralysis. More people to judge. More profiles to scroll past, like the Amazon products you'll never buy. I mean, we're flipping through like a catalog full of people instead of products until we eventually start to confuse the two. And that's kind of where we're at now.
What you think is social networking is really exploitation, and you're now a product. Google in the search engine on YouTube, I have no friends, and see who pops up, because it's been designed that way. We'll talk about that at the end. But you are following the format, the script that has been written, and only you can change that. But that's what dating apps and social media has done to you. You are chasing that dopamine, that validation for a like, a heart, a share. Come on in. Come on in. It's not your fault. Not taking shots at you. The system did this. Trying to help you figure out what's going on with you. How many of you actually got a social circle and some friends? Seriously. Ask yourself that. Do you even know how to be social? Can you handle rejection? Is that why you're not approaching women, even though it's very hard? That's another video. I'm sure I've already made that. But that's what they have made. Dating apps is a infinite scroll like YouTube videos. You know, when you're on the home page or wherever in videos, this video, you can keep strolling down from now to infinity, and it's going to keep feeding you more and more and more and more. That's what social media and especially dating apps do for women. More and more. How could you not be lonely when you're just sitting there alone, whacking off, watching PORN? We're going to get to that in a minute, right? Who's the biggest consumer of PORN? Younger millennials and zillennials. They keep the data right there, man. All you have to do is look it up. Ask ChatGPT. Ask DeepSeek. It will tell you. Let's listen to a few more minutes from The Functional Melancholic. And the title of this video is The Loneliness Epidemic. Social media and dating apps made it worse. The link is in the description.
This is called intermittent variable rewards. It's the same trick that slot machines use. Give people unpredictable payouts and they'll never leave. It hijacks your brain's reward system. It makes love feel like gambling and rejection feel like a normal Tuesday. And because we're constantly swiping, we start treating people like content, like options. We're not looking for a partner. We're scrolling for a feeling. All right, so a 2023 Pew Research study found that 63% of dating app users feel exhausted by the process. Exhausted. Like they just ran a marathon through a field of red flags and unsolicited genital photos. People report feeling dehumanized, burnt out, anxious, and less hopeful about relationships the longer they use the apps.
Where's the smart Gen Zers at now? A Pew Research. Look up what the Pew Research is. Right? Highly reputable, highly respected. Just 2 years ago, did a study. 63% of you dating app users feel demoralized, useless, exhausted, like you just ran a marathon. And you're going to tell me, the 48-year-old that know how to read, write, do all these other things, it won't lead to feeling lonely, unwanted, rejected, humiliated. Those are the pathway to loneliness. Feeling rejected is the pathway to loneliness. Feeling dehumanized is the pathway to loneliness. Feeling inadequate is the pathway to loneliness. It's all by design. I tell you, come on in, Gen Z. It's not your fault. It's been programmed this way. It doesn't get any better. There's only one way out, and I'm going to help you with that at the end of this. 2023, Pew Research information says you're lonely. I see the women. You're lonely. You're lonely for some substance in the conversation. You're lonely to be genuinely touched. You're lonely because you want to be appreciated. You're lonely, ma'am. You just want someone to understand who you are without having to give up your goodies. Sir. These dating apps have humiliated you, embarrassed you, isolated you, because Only the 1%, the top percent of guys is getting the action on the damn dating apps. That is Brad, Chad, Hakeem. Brad is a good looking white dude. Hakeem is the same. Walt Diddy is what it is. Those that's willing to simp out and spend, those get the action.